Hello and welcome to the new channel, Colchester Council Watch. Yes, we're keeping an eye on you, Colchester Council. We've actually been doing this for the last 9 months, going through all their meeting videos and making notes of what's happening. And we thought, actually, the whole of Colchester needs to know this. And frankly, not many people are going to want to sit through 3-4 hour meetings just to get an idea of what is happening and who's making which decisions. So we thought we'd put together maybe weekly, maybe a couple of videos a week. How many of you know much about the councillor that you've voted for? I must admit, in the past, I haven't. I've just picked various people and sometimes done protest votes. So I haven't really known, I've just hoped for the best. And what we've noticed over the last 9 months of going through all these videos is actually Colchester has some really good councillors. Okay, there's some that aren't quite so good, but the majority are very good, very hardworking. So all these comments we get under our other videos that we've done on my gardening channel, people are really knocking the councillors, and I'm reading these comments going, no, actually, we've got some good ones. They're not all bought and paid for shills, you know, maybe at higher levels of government, but at local level, we've actually got some really good people. So we want to showcase that. We will showcase everything, though, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because some things that go on just leave you just like, what are they doing? Why are they deciding this? And we will go behind the scenes and give you a background. So I'll do some other little short videos that explain what we've learned so far, or what we think we've learned so far. There's a lot of layers to all of this. It's never straightforward and simple. But what we want to do with this is to showcase what's going on in Colchester, to really shine the spotlight on it and keep you up to date with weekly, maybe monthly videos. Who knows how it's going to evolve. Some weeks virtually nothing happens, and other weeks just loads of stuff happen. Some of them are quite entertaining, especially when Sir Bob Russell comes in and gives them a piece of his mind.
I start by saying this cabinet has no moral legitimacy. I've followed way of Colchester Council for 60 years, and I've never seen anything like what we've witnessed, with one party with less than a third of the councillors grabbing 100% of the seats on the cabinet. That can't be right, but I have to say I'm ashamed of what's going on. What the people voted for, they voted for three parties, roughly third.
You have 1 minute. You want to come back?
Chairman, I'm not going to accept that yes, Minister response. You brought up the position of the Labour councillors. I haven't, but as you have, there are 4 Labour councillors here. I hope one of them will come forward and explain why they are taking orders from Labour Party headquarters. Their bosses are the people who voted for them. They should be responding to the people who voted for them, not to party headquarters. And how long has that been going on? I cannot understand why 51 councillors cannot put the people of Colchester before their party games. Thank you.
Neither can we, Sir Bob, and thank you very much for saying that. So hopefully the more people that are aware of what's going on in Colchester, they understand who the councillors are, the decisions, the more people that will come along. And with a bit of luck, some of you may be sitting at home watching these videos going, I can't believe they just did that. Right, that's it. I'm going to become a councillor. I'm not having this. So hopefully we will get more people interested in the running of I can barely use the word city, but I will do. It's a town, we all know it is. Anyway, this city, because it's very clear, we can't just keep leaving things to other people. We've got to get involved. In all honesty, we all should have been going to our council meetings 20, 30 years ago, but we didn't. So we've got a lot of clean-up to do. There's a lot of things which we'll explain in other videos that go on that just, they need to stop. So what we want this channel to do is really put everything in the spotlight of exactly how things are running, but also to be a bridge between the public and the council. Because right now there's a huge disconnect between what they're doing, what the public want, and also there's a big disconnect between what they can do. Everyone blames the councillors for everything, but when you start to dial it back, as you'll see in one of the first videos we're going to do is behind the scenes on the planning. That is very eye-opening. When you see how the planning meetings go, it gives you a sense of actually the councillors are sometimes pretty much strong-armed into making decisions that they don't want to make. And it's important that you know that, because they take all the flack, But oftentimes they are pushed into doing things that they really don't want to do. And we can talk all about that in other videos. We need to also not only see what's going on, but be proactive and offer suggestions. So this isn't set up to be a bitch fest. We want the comments to be constructive. If you've got a better idea of how something could be done, do let them know, rather than just all of the negativity, because I would imagine they get a fair bit of that as it is. What we're not going to tolerate is abusive comments. That doesn't help anyone. There's so much abuse on the internet. So by all means, what they're doing, but not the person. We need those counsellors. They need us. We've got to work together. And if you don't like it, run for council yourself. So people sometimes say, I don't know how you can respect those people. They're dreadful, blah, 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 blah. I can respect those counsellors, all of them, every single last one of them, for one very simple reason. They are doing a job I am not willing to do. I could not sit through all of their meetings. I mean, I am doing it because of the videos, but at least I can watch them in my own time, in an hour at a time. I can get up, walk off, make a cup of tea. Also, I can fast forward them. They can't. They have to sit through meeting after meeting after meeting, and they are endless. Not all the counsellors. Some are more involved than others, fair enough. But also, they don't have the power and control that you may think they do. If I'm going to get involved in something, I need to see direct results. I can't be discussing the same thing over and over and not getting anywhere. It would drive me insane. So I'm very grateful, even though I may disagree vehemently with some of them on their points of view, I'm still very grateful they are there doing it, and they have the utmost respect from me because so few people will do it. So I will disagree with them strongly on many topics. I will be very fair with my commentary. Now, I'd like to say I'll be unbiased, but that's unrealistic. So I will always encourage you to watch the actual footage for yourself and make your own decisions and not go on my take on it, because that's another reason why we're in this pickle. We trust other people's judgments. You need to start trusting your own and doing your own research on things and not relying on other people. I might interpret something completely differently to how you will based on my life experiences. So I will be fair and respectful, but counsellors, be warned. If you do and say silly things, chances are very high you will be mocked. Quite a lot. So bear that in mind. So I'll do a few more videos giving you the backstory of how this all got started, and also an overview of what we think we know about the council. We're all still learning. I mean, I've never had an interest in politics or anything like this. And then we'll do a video where we start to dive into what's actually happening in the meetings, and then you can judge the councillors for yourselves. We're going to start with planning, because that shows you, although I don't usually watch many planning meetings, and you'll see why when we go behind the scenes, it's very interesting as to show you the control and just how little say the councillors actually get sometimes with what's going on with the council and who is pulling the strings behind the scenes. So we will cover that in our first video.